Hi, everybody. It's Darlene Corbett again, the UnStuck expert. Today, I want to talk about the resetting your mindset again before we go on to bullying and the more embedded messages that are acquired as a consequence of that. So you're on week 3 if you've been following me. And you say, this is not easy. This can't be done. It's too hard. It is hard. Resetting our mindset is very difficult. If we've walked around a certain way for days or weeks or months or years, it's not going to be that easy to undo, or should I say replace, but it can be done. I will get more to the science behind that. But again, I want to remind you that if you are embracing a new skill, a new hobby, good for you. There was an article in the Wall Street Journal this weekend that was perfect for this discussion of today. And what I said recently about babies, I said babies, if they gave up after falling a few times, they would never walk. Well, this gentleman that had this article talked about being a beginner. We're all beginners when we learn something new. We're like babies, right? We're like infants. It's not easy. It feels awkward sometimes. People that take up tennis or golf's a tough game. I've tried it. Boy, it's sweet when you hit that sweet spot, but it is a very tough game. But it's very, very pleasurable if you do get that, like I said, hit that ball. Woo, feels so good. I haven't done it in years. I haven't played in years. You have to play on a regular basis. But in any event, that was a skill. I used to get very anxious, by the way. I'll share this with you. I had the worst performance anxiety standing at that first tee and everybody watching me. I had an instructor. He was a sweetheart. He was at a club in Newton, Massachusetts. He said, you really should have a glass of wine before you go out. I said, no, it would probably make me be worse at what I'm doing. But he would be with me. He saw how well I could do. Yet that anxiety perpetuated for me for a long time. I haven't played in a while, so I wonder if it would decrease at this point. Again, if I played more often, I did better. And one summer I did. I played very regularly, at least a couple times a week. I even hit over water once. But it was a regular thing. You have to play over and over. And you can ask any golfer, any sport. And that's the point. You can't just pick up a sport and then think you're going to be good at it after a few tries. If you are, it's beginner's luck often. Some of the greatest athletes in the world are in there practicing and honing their skill. Many of them may be visualizing, too, their opponent. We don't know. We don't always know. They're able to block out noise. How about people that get up and play baseball? They're at the bat. There's thousands of people maybe booing them sometimes or cheering them on. They have to almost just ignore it. They have to go inward, my guess is, and just focus on that ball coming at them. They have to have the mindset to do it and not pay attention to the noise around them. That's going inward sometimes, a hypnotic state. I'm not suggesting sports people are going into a hypnotic state, but maybe they are. They're just focusing on one thing, focused attention, which is a part of the phenomenon of hypnosis. We can reset our mindset. We may not become athletes, as I said, or musicians, but we can do it through focused attention and mental rehearsal, which I will talk about in time. That's why hypnosis, I told you, and focused attention, mental rehearsal, visualization, they all have similar phenomenon. Actually, focused attention is one of hypnosis, and I believe other things too. So are you focusing your attention on resetting your mindset? Are you practicing yet? Are you writing it down? Again, I'm not suggesting spend a lot of time on this. You don't have to, because if you write it down, it's going to come to you. The mind is very powerful. You're opening yourself up. Write it down. You're opening yourself up to resetting your mindset. You're inviting your unconscious as you develop your conscious mind with a new habit. It really is about habit. Write down that word. Begin to head high, shoulders back. Smile at yourself. Begin eradicating the old mindset, or little by little. It's not going to all go away like that. You don't want it to. You want to keep part of it. In fact, I'm going to return to that movie Hit with Will Smith and Kevin James. You should really watch it for a couple of reasons. One, it's cute. And number two, you see it does come from them. But Kevin James was being groomed by Will Smith to, as I said, operate a certain way. He was so frightened and so tripped over his own feet, if you will. He did, basically. So insecure and unsure, just unsure of himself. Will Smith took that, whatever that is within him, that desire to meet this woman, that wish to become better and more confident. It helped Kevin James. But what Kevin James did was he didn't take everything that Will Smith suggested. He integrated it with some of his own behavior. You'll see that Kevin James danced a certain way, and Will Smith said, no, no, no. Eventually, Kevin James retained that part of his personality. So he incorporated what Will Smith suggested, blending it with who he is. That's what resetting your mindset is. I could give you 50 million ways to do it. It's going to be up to you how you want to incorporate it, how you want to mold it within your psyche, within your unique self. We are not here to be robotic. Everything I'm suggesting is for you to take in, but do it in a way that works for you, that's unique to you. I don't want to be you, and you don't want to be me. We want to be who we are, but the best of who we are, the better of who we are. We want to be open-minded. That's what lifelong learners are. They're open, and that's what this gentleman says in the Wall Street Journal article. I don't remember his name. I think it is. I'm going to read to you, actually, something he says. His name, let's see. It's from a book that's coming out. Mr. Vanderbilt. His name is Tom Vanderbilt. Beginners, the joy and transformative power of lifelong learning. I want to read to you what he says. This is going to be very encouraging to you, those of us sometimes who wonder if we can reset our mindsets, even at an older age. I do believe you can, but infants spend roughly a third of their day for 6 solid months practicing walking and don't truly perfect it until several years later. So don't worry if you're still terrible at tennis after a few months. Think about it. We can't spend that much time learning a new skill unless we don't have to work or don't have other expectations for ourselves. But we can keep at it. If infants take this long to accomplish this in a more refined way, and they have all the time in the world, this is kind of exploring the new world beneath as they move along and waddle. They're so cute until they start to lose some of that adorable belly fat. But we can learn, we can reset. You just can't give up. That's the biggest thing. We'll talk about tenacity, but you can't give up. The mindset, the mind is powerful, but it has to be, but habits are stubborn. When I get to that, habits are stubborn. You're not eradicating it, you're replacing it. That's why you have to replace the negative mindset with a positive reset. That's why some of the old messages that are so embedded from bullying or trauma are hard to eradicate. Those addictions that invade people both in mind, body, and soul are hard to eradicate. They need to be replaced. That can be done. It can be done. So if you are feeling that this isn't effective, keep trying. It will be. I sit with some of the most amazing people in the world. They know what I'm saying is authentic. I believe in everybody's ability to get unstuck, everybody's ability to reset their mindset, no matter how scarred they may be, no matter how old the messages may be, no matter how stubborn they may be that they can't change. Because I say, no, 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 that's a false narrative, as you know I've said already. Tomorrow we're going to talk about more of those more disturbing messages that come from long ago through bullying or abuse. Talk about how you may pick someone to help you with that, some mentor or therapist that believes in you, believes in your ability. I'll also share a story with you tomorrow about a mother. The greatest love of all is a mother's love, how she believed in her child and what happened as a result. There's so many parents, it's because of their belief in their child. They get them the right sources, but their belief also helps those kids that sometimes are, well, they believe that they're not helpable. They're not able to get past a certain point because of those parents. They do. All right, everyone, just sit with some of this. Keep going. Don't give up. I'm learning Spanish before I go. I just downloaded the app Babbel. I had tried Rosetta Stone several years ago, and I realized how helpful it was having the visual. It's a little different Babbel, but I'm going to keep going with it. I like the visual where Rosetta Stone talks back to you. Babbel does too, but there was that visual, and I have to look at Rosetta Stone again, see how much they may have evolved. But I remember doing it and never going past the first 5 minutes, but maintaining some of what they taught me, retaining it. And now I'm on the Babbel. So I'm going to keep going because I think it's good to learn a foreign language, even at my later time in life. I also feel that Spanish is very dominant in our country of the United States. I say that because maybe some of you are watching that are not in the United States. I'm going to just keep going. It's not easy. Actually, I went over lesson 1 again just to remind myself. I'm going to keep going. I'll let you know how it goes. All right. Remember, you can drop in anytime. You can look at my past videos if you want, if you've missed some of them. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. I will continue to appear, continue to share with you what I learned, and continue to learn over the years and continue going forward. My book, Stop Depriving the World of You, has a lot of this in there to help give you inspiration. Because that's what I want, is people to be inspired. Not for me, for you. Bye for now.